to Library Out Loud with your host, Jane Baker. Jane has 7 years working at the Spokane County Library District as a communication and development director. Library Out Loud is about any and all things that are happening at the Library District. Library Out Loud is brought to you in part by STCU and SCLD. Now, here's your host, Jane Baker.
Hello and welcome to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with the Spokane County Library District. Joining me today, Gwendolyn Haley, Public Services Manager at the district. Hi, Gwendolyn.
Hi, Jane. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here, too. It seems like it's been a while.
It's been a minute or two.
A minute or two. Gwendolyn, today we're here to talk about summer.
Yes.
Yes, I know. It's just become spring and the sun's back out.
The sun is shining and I'm immediately thinking about gardening and lake days and all the good things about summer.
Yes, and there are lots of good things about summer, including the kids being out of school.
Yes.
And that's where the library comes in.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's what we're here to talk about today. We have something new going on.
Yes.
Well, it's new to me,
yes.
And we'll talk about how that became new to me. But Camp Read-a-Rama, that's what we're doing this summer.
Yes.
One of the things we're doing.
One of the many things we're doing.
We got a lot going on, but this will just be one thing. But Camp Read-a-Rama. Tell me a little bit about this.
Sure. Well, one of the things we have found as we've been out talking with people in our community and families and kind of finding out what they're looking for their kids for activities in the summer is a lot of families are looking for kind of maybe a week-long activity, something kind of more involved and engaging for their kids than just coming by the library for an hour-long program.
Sure.
And lots of families do that, but we were like, we'd like to try something different and offer something to meet that need for families. So we've been partnering with Accelerate Success, part of United Way here in Spokane for several years, and every summer we host some AmeriCorps Summer Vista Associates.
Yeah.
And these are volunteers through the AmeriCorps program, and they spend 8 weeks with the library doing some additional outreach and programming that we don't have the staff capacity to do. Summer is our absolutely busiest time
Very
of the
busy
year.
time, yeah.
And so for the last couple of years, we've had a drop-in program at the North Spokane Library in the lab for kids in elementary school, and we are formalizing it a little bit this year and stretching it out longer. And so it's more of a half-day camp that kids will sign up for, or their parents will sign them up. And be able to drop the kids off at the library, and we'll have reading and literacy and learning activities for a couple hours. Lunch is included because our North Spokane Library is a free lunch site during the summer, and the lunch part is open to anyone under the age of 18 in the community to come and eat lunch.
Wow.
But it'll be provided then for the kids in our Read-a-Rama program.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
So this is exciting. And we've been working with University of Washington. The Cleary professor from the University of Washington I School developed a program. And so she's allowing us to pilot it here in Spokane for the first time.
Wow.
So really great curriculum where everything is based off of books and literature, and we take a book and a particular book or couple of books as our theme for the week, and we use that as a launch pad for all of the other learning activities we do, whether it's art or science, technology, engineering, or math. And reading is a really critical part of what we do during the day.
Absolutely. So, all right, now let's back up because that was a lot of information.
A lot of information
right there. Okay, so it's free.
It's
First
free.
of all, let's start there.
Yeah.
So if you have a reader at home, or maybe you don't have a reader at home, somebody who needs some help with reading, especially over the summer, so then this is a free camp.
Right.
And it starts in the mornings at 9 o'clock?
It starts in the morning before the library opens is when drop-off time is. So that'll let us kind of check the kids in that are signed up for the program. And so you check them in, and then we'll be off and running with activities. And our AmeriCorps Vistas will be running the programs.
Oh, that's great. So the kids come in at 9 and they have a few hours and then doing the reading and the projects or activities that we're doing.
Yeah.
And then you pick them up. Then they get lunch.
Yes, they get lunch.
And then pick up around 12:30?
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
so every morning for the whole week?
Yeah, Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday. And is it just the 1 week? Let's see. How's that working?
Multiple weeks. So
multiple weeks.
Each week has a different theme, so you'd sign up for 1 week at a time.
There we go.
And I'm going to get the order wrong, but it'll all be in the Engage when it comes out.
Yes, I have them here. Actually, we have 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so then a student would be in for 1 week, or all 7?
Right, they
Just
sign
the
up for
one?
1 week at a time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So that works then if the family's going on vacation and going to be out.
And sometimes you're just looking for
Great.
something. You've got lots of things planned, but you have a week or maybe 2 weeks where you just need something to keep your kids from being bored. Every parent, and I know I hated hearing it and still do, I'm bored, Mom. What am I going to do? And I'm like, I don't want to be a cruise director for the summer. But it's a great opportunity for kids to be engaging and using their brains because we do want that to happen over the summer. It's important.
We do. We talk about the summer slide at the library. Now, playing devil's advocate, okay, really, do kids lose that much in the summer?
They really do.
Really?
It's amazing. During the school year, they're encouraged to read 20 minutes a day, and they're getting active instruction in reading. And, it really is a use it or lose it. If you're not practicing those skills over the summer, by the time they've returned to school, they've lost a lot of ground. And I'm going to little true confession here as a librarian. This is hard to admit, but my youngest daughter, the summer between 2nd and 3rd grade, we did not make reading as big a part of her day as we should have, and as maybe we did with our older daughters for a host of reasons. And she had lost ground when she started school in the fall. And I was horrified. Now she quickly made that ground up, and I'm thankful for that. But boy, I'm like, and I know I've seen the data, I've seen the research around this. Kids can lose so much ground over the summer, but just reading even 4 books over the course of the summer can prevent that. And so part of the goal of Camp Read-a-Rama for us is to get kids in the library and excited about reading. We're not doing reading instruction. We're really just encouraging kids to be reading and making reading part of their summer and build that habit and build that enjoyment, because having fun reading and enjoying it is what turns a kid into a reader.
Absolutely. Yes. Now, do kids get to choose what they read, or is it already set for them?
So we're going to have a theme for the week, but then also as part of every day, we're going to have some drop everything and read time built into the program with a variety of books, because kids choosing their own books is a super important part of building their reading skills. So we'll have a variety of books. We're a library, so we do that part very well. And every day we're going to have the kids drop everything and spend some time reading just as part of our day camp experience. And I think that'll help just build that habit, build that muscle, if you will.
It is.
And for kids, though, the great thing about summer is they can read whatever they want, because there's no curriculum, there's no prescribed reading. It's just a time to find a book that interests you and pick it up and dive right in.
So even for parents to say, oh, my kid's not a reader, just isn't interested in it, if they have what they want to read, they will read it.
Right. And choice is super important, we found out. More important than almost any other factor for kids. So, which is, again, why the library is probably the best ally for families in this regard, because our selection is huge and we have so much to choose from. And for families, nobody's going to have it in their home library. Even the most avid reading family is not going to have as many books as what we have to choose from in the library. We've got new books, and we've got classics, and we've got graphic novels and comic books and nonfiction. And so there's something for every reader's taste. And that's so important for kids, to give them the opportunity to pick some books that look good to them.
That really piques their interest. That's great. Okay, let's look at a couple of the themes. Week 1, we have space.
Yes.
So
that's our summer reading theme this year.
Space is kind of it this year, yes.
It really is. Well, I was just listening to the radio. It's the 50th anniversary of the moon landing this year, so there's a lot of exciting things happening around space anyway. So that's one that really captures the imagination. A lot of talk about going to Mars and what that would take.
Sure, and kind of fun that we have an astronaut in space right now from Spokane.
Yeah,
what an inspiration for the kids. So space is week 1, and then, of course, there's space and universal stories. We're going to talk more about that later for the rest of summer stuff. But back to Camp Read-a-Rama. Week number 2 is STEM, which would be science, technology, engineering, and math.
Right. And so we're going to take all kinds of stuff and bring it into the lab at North Spokane for us to play with. It might be snap circuits. It might be squishy circuits. It might be building, making slime, all kinds of things.
Making slime.
Always a fun thing.
Always a fun thing, right. Week 3, one of my favorite topics, obviously, is food.
Yes.
Yeah. So the kids are going to read about food.
We're going to read about food, and we're going to do things, try making food, and we're going to eat food, and we're going to play with our food, do art with food. It's
yes. And when we talk about play with our food, we have an old video of you and Mary Ellen putting rubber bands around a watermelon to see how many rubber bands could go around a watermelon before it exploded. That was a good STEM experience for the summer. It was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We watched from inside as you guys did that. I don't recall how many rubber bands, but it was quite a few.
It took about 200.
200.
And that was impressive. If people haven't seen the video, it is on our SCLD YouTube site. It's impressive.
That's impressive. But so when we talk about playing with food, we're doing experiments. So
yes.
Okay. All right. Week 4, I have listed here space redux.
Right. So what we're doing is because we're going to repeat some of the themes and activities because it's a small number of kids that can participate in the program. So we wanted to be able to repeat. So kids who maybe didn't get to sign up for the first session could sign up for the second session.
Gotcha.
So we're going to repeat the 3 themes.
Gotcha. So then space, STEM again on week 5. Week 6, we have Summer Family Read Celebration. Let's talk more about that in just a moment, and then we'll go back to food again, too. Yeah. Right. Now that you say a small number of students are in the camp each week, how many?
About 25.
20. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we try to keep the leader to camper ratio very low. That's part of what Dr. Martin from University of Washington really encourages and makes part of the program, because that means that there's full engagement all the time, and we don't have kids kind of going on board.
Yeah.
We want 100% engagement 100% of the time.
So 25 students in the camp. How many then teachers, staff
members?
We're
going to have three of our Vista volunteers staffing, and then we're also there's an opportunity to recruit some counselors in training. So if you've got a high school student who's 16 or over and might be interested in volunteering with the library this summer, that's something that we'll be looking to recruit as well.
What a great summer thing for a high school kid to do. Yeah. And then now, all right, so now how do the students get into the camp?
Right. So we'll have registration on our website.
Okay.
And so parents will need to sign them up. And then
scld.org.
Yeah.
And it's a little early yet. These start in June.
These start in June.
After school is over. I know we're excited because it's spring, so we're talking summer already. So scld.org, and then I believe registration's like 20 or 30 days ahead?
Usually 30 days before.
Okay. So watch the website around June 1st.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And kids can celebrate and have fun at camp. Yeah. And then let's talk about Gracelyn a little bit. So we have week 6 here, Summer Family Read Celebration, and that has to do with Gracelyn. But let's first talk about who she is.
You bet.
A lot of people might not be familiar with her. So tell us about her.
Gracelyn is a children's book author, and she's won a number of honors and National Book Honors and Newbery Honors, and fantastic author. And she writes books that appeal to a lot of different ages. She's got a number of picture books out. The newest one is called Round as a Moon Cake, which is actually about the phases of the moon. So such a great choice for our summer theme. And she also has a wonderful book called Where the Mountains Meet the Moon. And it's based on Chinese folk and fairy tales, but really woven together in such an engaging way about a very brave little girl who sets out to change her family's fortune. I love this book. We love this author. She's written for, like I said, a number of ages and interests, and so we picked her because we thought, because there's something for everyone really in everything she's written. 2, we've heard her as an author speak, and she's super engaging, and we're so excited to have her come to Spokane in August.
Yes.
And then 3rd, we wanted to find something that had a broad appeal so that there really was something for everyone to read, whether your kiddo is reading early readers or maybe in 1st and 2nd grade. Gracelyn has written for that age. She's got picture books that are engaging for younger students, and her chapter books are engaging for the whole family. They're great read-alouds, but they're also really engaging for your older kids, 4th, 5th, 6th, just to read by themselves. And older, frankly, I'm an adult, and I found them super engaging as well.
Sure, I even read the moon cakes one. Yes, I loved that one.
She's an author and an illustrator. Gorgeous stuff. And a lot of things are from Chinese American or Chinese folk and fairy tales, which I think is great because kids are very familiar with a lot of folk and fairy tales and love them. But Chinese folk and fairy tale are a little bit different and maybe not be as familiar to families, but so enjoyable and magical. Just a magical book to read.
Oh, that sounds great. So she's coming, and we're going to do some programs involved with Gracelyn. Let's talk more about that in just a moment. But first, we're going to take a quick break here on Library Out Loud.
The finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer, and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
I'm Jade Becker, and I'm a senior at Chewelah High School. I'm at STCU's Money Live event. In this scenario that we played today, I was a realtor. My spouse was a city worker. We had an 11-month-old child, and there was a lot of spending for that child, like diapers and formula, and had to buy toys and clothing. I'm very glad that I had this experience. It was super helpful. You need this to get far and ahead in life. I'm Jade Becker, and STCU is here for good.
Welcome back to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker talking with Gwendolyn Haley, and we're talking about summer reading at the library. Read-a-Rama is a reading summer camp that we have, and we've been talking about that. We also have Gracelyn, who's an author, coming. So we've been talking about Gracelyn a little bit, but let's talk about what we're going to do when she's here.
Yes.
But first, we have programs happening at all the libraries.
That's right.
That involve her books. Yeah. So what in these programs?
Really, it's a party. It's a celebration. We're going to have crafts and activities that are based on and inspired by all of the books that Gracelyn has written, and there's quite a number.
Yeah.
But also, we want to celebrate that families have made reading together a big part of their summer, and part of our whole purpose here is to encourage families to really make reading together, not just make your kids read, but reading together as a family a huge part of their summer. And there's a lot of ways to do it. We picked Gracelyn because we thought that would be one choice of author with a number of books that you could share together as a family and really enjoy. But there's so many great children's books authors out there to choose from for any family. And making reading together part of the family, part of your summer, really is a great way to encourage and inspire your kids to keep reading and help grow a reader at home.
Oh, absolutely. So when you say read together, do you recommend the whole family sit down and read one book together, or do we all sit down and we all pick our own books and just have our reading time together?
I think you can do it either way.
Either way.
Either way is good. But I know there's a funny phenomenon. You know, my family, I've got some older teenage daughters, and then my youngest daughter is in elementary school. And so we read aloud to her a lot. And I noticed that when either Daddy or I start reading out loud at home, the big girls who are 15 and 18 will kind of drift into the room
and listen.
Yes. And we're rereading books that were favorites of theirs. And it's funny because now my 15-year-old daughter has picked a book that she's reading aloud to her little sister. So she's been reading Where the Mountains Meet the Moon out loud to her little sister, which is really fun. And it's one I read with the big girls. So it becomes this kind of family sharing thing. And I think there's something about reading out loud together as a family. And it's not, it's like 20 minutes. A chapter doesn't take long.
Sure.
And one of the things I love about Where the Mountains Meet the Moon is that each chapter is kind of its own standalone story too. So they're not always a cliffhanger. So if you really only have time to read one chapter after dinner or right before bed, it's such a great way just to bring your family together and enjoy the words and the story together. And it's really engaging, and it models for the kids.
Yes.
But, if you're not comfortable, not everyone loves to read aloud. That's something that I do and we enjoy a lot as a family. Audiobooks are another great way to do this, and the library is a great resource for that. You can find them online through Overdrive, or you can check them out as CDs. And a lot of us still have CD players in our car.
Yes, we do.
Family road trips are one of the best times to listen to an audiobook together. But it's that shared experience of story and enjoying and connecting with one another. And I think if families will take up the challenge
Yes.
and read together
Yes.
this summer, I think they'll find that it's really transformative for their whole family.
I agree. I hope people do take on that challenge.
I hope so too.
It's nice that, put away the social media, put away all the stress, just for, even if it's 20 minutes.
Just 20 minutes a
Yeah.
day. It doesn't take long, but I think what they'll find is the dividends that they're getting back from that kind of investment with their kids really will pay off in terms of their own kids' enjoyment of reading and their whole feeling of connected as a family. And it's fun.
Yes.
I'm making it sound so prescriptive, but really it's a lot of fun. And I am amazed at how my older kids will just sort of drift in. And we were waiting one time in a crowded local restaurant here in Spokane for breakfast. And, it's one of those places where it's like you walk in and they're like, it's a 45-minute wait, and it's totally worth it. So you do.
Sure.
But we brought a book, and I was reading aloud to my daughter, and I noticed the other families kind of stopped their conversation and kind of tuned in, and we're enjoying the story too. And when our table got called, it was like, oh,
wait, how does it end?
I know, stop. And I'm like, this is the book.
Wow. What a great experience that would be to see everybody just kind of listen to the book.
It was really neat. And I felt kind of bad, like, here I am, because I'm a loud reader. Professional hazard. And so I kind of apologized, like, I'm sorry if I'm disturbing you. And they're like, no, please continue.
Really, what happens?
Yeah, if you really want to see people start to kind of tune in, we love stories. I think we're wired as human beings to want to connect with story.
Yes.
And it's really powerful. And so for families to take the time to share books together, and we have some resources for that. We've got lots and lots of copies of all of Graceland's books. We also, if someone was feeling super inspired, we have some book bags we're putting together so that you could check out a bag that has all of her picture books and bring it home, but also some book discussion bags. So if you have kiddos that are reading over the summer and you want to engage like a group of your kids' friends or your whole family, so everyone can have their own copy of the book and read it at the same time and enjoy it and talk about it, we can make that happen for you too.
Like a book club for the kids.
A book club for the kids.
Summer,
we'll have discussion guides and everything.
I always found that when I was reading books with my son, we'd read together. We'd end up talking, we'd get invested in the characters.
Yeah.
And even over dinner, we'd be talking about, well, what do you think is going to happen next? And why do you think he did that? And then we have these whole stories we make up about the stories.
Right.
So it's great conversation.
It's great conversation.
And very engaging that way. So awesome. Graceland is very exciting. So we're going to have Graceland programs at all or at 10 of our 11 libraries over the summer, and then we will have all that information on our website site and in Engage magazine.
Right. And Graceland is coming herself.
And then she is coming herself
on
to
August 8th.
Center Place in Spokane Valley on August 8th from 6:30 until 8:30 p.m. There'll be no charge to attend.
No charge to attend. She'll be there. She's going to give a presentation, and her presentations are fun for the whole family. She travels around and visits a lot of elementary schools. So bring your kids, because expect it to be something engaging for them as well. And we'll have activities there. It's going to be a big celebration. And of course, Grace will be signing books. And
fun.
we'll have a local bookstore there. If you don't have and you want to buy a copy, you'll be able to. But we really just want to celebrate that families have been enjoying her work and her books together, and really making reading a part of what their family does this summer.
Yeah, that's exciting. Very exciting to bring her. So again, that's Thursday, August 8th, 6:30 until 8:30 p.m. Center Place in Spokane Valley. So that's Graceland and the different Graceland programs that we have going on. It's going to be a great summer of reading between Read-a-Rama and Graceland coming. And we haven't even talked about our summer reading programs
yet.
yet.
All the other things. But I really do hope that families will take up the challenge and make reading together a part of their family summer.
I agree. What a great thing. What a great goal.
Yeah.
And then to stop that summer slide, which, yes, I know that the summer slide's a real thing.
It's a real thing. And we have firsthand experience. And to my mortification as a librarian, I should know better.
Well, that's a good lesson for us to learn. Yeah. Well, sometimes the things you're closest to, you overlook once in a while.
Right.
We're all human. It's okay. All right. Well, Gwendolyn, thank you for being on today and talking about that. And if you'll stick around, we'll have another one of these podcasts, and we'll talk about all the other things that we're doing summer-wise.
Can't
because
wait.
this was just scraping the surface.
Right.
All right. Join us again on Library Out Loud. Thank you again, Gwendolyn. I'm Jane Baker, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Library Out Loud is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. Library Out Loud is sponsored by our friends at the Spokane County Library District and STCU. Ask Jane a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com.